2024 check-in. Did we replace all buildings with round metallic ones sitting in the ocean, or did the 13th floor get it wrong? I love futurism, so I'm watching all the films set in the present day to see what they got right and wrong about 2024. Today, I'm watching the 1999 film The 13th Floor, starring Vincent D'Onofrio, Gretchen Mol, and the Allstate guy. Here is a very spoilery version of what happens in this movie. So it's 1999, and an old man has created a very elaborate VR world so he can go back to the 1930s and cheat on his wife. But the way he set it up is that every character in the 30s is based on a character in 1999, and when you go back, you take over that specific character, and you do stuff that they don't want to do, and then you give them back their consciousness, and they have to deal with the consequences in their life that's continuing to happen even when you're not playing. And it turns out they hate it. So they want to shut it down, but then Gretchen Mol comes from 2024 and is like, hey guys, actually you're the simulation and you built a simulation inside our simulation, and also I'm in love with you. And then it turns out that for some reason, if your character dies while you're playing it, your consciousness from the future stays dead and the video game character gets uploaded to your brain and gets to have your future life, which is a wild decision for those programmers. But it's great news for Gretchen because she's in love with this guy and doesn't love her husband. And so when her husband dies in the video game guy comes to the future into 2024 to be her husband, and she thinks that's great. How did they do at predicting 2024? We only see a very brief glimmer of the current year, and they do have all these big roundy metal buildings in the ocean, so -1 point for that. They're also still getting the LA Times, -2 points. And the headline in the paper is "The crime is down," which is actually true, so +1 point, but then the newspaper printed that, which they never would, -4. But the tech is actually not bad because there are VR headsets and there is AI. And just like now, when characters in this movie talk about AI, they say absolute nonsense.
It doesn't need a user to interact with it to function. Its units are fully formed, self-learning cyber beings.
And of course, they overestimated how good our VR worlds would actually look, because this is what they look like in the movie realistic, and this is what they look like in reality. But the funniest thing about the VR game within a game is this is how you go into the simulation. I wish everybody who was using the Apple VR headset had to take off their shoes and lie down inside a green laser bath, because it would look less dorky. And lastly, people creating this really complicated, resource-intensive VR world just so they can talk horny to it, very plausible. That checks out with 2024. The thing that doesn't make sense is that they call accessing this VR world jacking in.
While my mind is jacked in,
I jacked back in.
he was jacking into the system a lot.
And that is too on the nose. In 2024, we would not say jacking. I want you, if you have a friend with like a MetaQuest headset, when they play the game next time, ask if they're jacking in. That would be so much better. So +2, -3 for that one. The thing that kills me is that The 13th Floor is almost a good movie. I like the aesthetics, I like the twists, I love them playing multiple characters. They seem like that is a really fun time. The problem is the ending, the romance part, where she kills her husband's consciousness and replaces him with a video game character, is banana pancakes. It's just so far beyond the pale, it really takes away a lot of the fun that I was having before it. I just don't buy her Stepford wifing her husband with a video game character.
Douglas?
It's me, Mario. And this AI has never seen 2024 and has never been tested knowing it was an AI creation. Like, these are going to be the worst dates. You're going to be like leading him around town like a baby giraffe, being like, this is what phones are. Here's what the internet is. Sorry you had to hear about 9/11 from me. And at any moment, he might go through a software update and not remember you. Like, whatever this is, it's not worth it. I know it seems plausible, but do not jack into this man. That's pretty much all the 2024 movies, but there is one more episode coming. You guys wanted me to watch a few episodes of Star Trek where they talk about 2024, so we're going to find out how well they did at predicting this year. That'll be on the next episode. I'll see you in the future.